Hello, welcome to Worthy Wednesday. It's 7:05 at my house, so I apologize for being late. Y'all, this is the final week of school, so that final pushes a lot of activity for teachers to get grades in on time. Thankfully, I do not teach seniors who are probably stressing out this week to make sure they earn that credit to graduate on time. But welcome to Worthy Wednesday. I am your host, Corrie, and I'm happy to see you. It's been an eventful week so far for me. My baby graduated on Sunday, culminating in her earning her master's in business degree, which makes me very excited for her. I am so proud of that girl. At the tender age of 22, she has done what most people dream of, and she played Division I sports. So I am a proud mother. And I will continue to be proud, and I will continue to upload videos of her graduating because it was a great time. So I'm happy to have participated in that. But welcome to Worthy Wednesday, and this year we are specifically teaching about everyday miracles. And over the last several weeks, we've talked about elements of miracles that involve us, number one, being available to be a part of it, to understanding what miracles require: seed, time, and harvest. They require waiting. They require your ability to see and surrender to what you know. But honestly, I thought it would be appropriate to talk about in a season, and I guess a particular time in life and in the world, where there's a lot of celebration going on. But even in the midst of celebration, there is someone who is hurting. There is someone who is not seeing a miracle the way they anticipated in seeing it. They are living in a time and an era or a space that they are really questioning if what is happening in their life was allowed, or even it was allowed, then it would just create some type of, semblance of what they should do to accept what is happening in their life. And so tonight, just for a few minutes, I want to talk about everyday miracles. Where are you? Like, Worthy Women, I think something that I have learned in looking for, experiencing, and being a part of miracles every day is that you have to have anticipation for anything in your life. I think sometimes when people use the mantra, you just go with the flow, you only live once. I mean, I think that's cute. I think it's trendy, but I don't think it's realistic. I think, Worthy Women, if you've lived longer than a day, and you have certainly lived longer than a day when you have become an adult and you work in a real life adult environment, some days you wish and hope that a miracle would occur, that either A, you could stop working there, or the people that you don't particularly care for would leave that place and you could be at peace while you are working there. Sometimes you wish and hope for a miracle to come because maybe you have a financial crisis, or maybe there's a health crisis, or something is happening in your life that you can't really explain in the moment, and you are absolutely searching for a miracle. You are absolutely looking for any sign of life that would give you the inclination that the things you have said, the things you have prayed, the things you have believed, maybe even the things you've begged God for. Because if you live long enough, you do find yourself in moments where you beg God, if you do this, then I'll do this. And maybe if you want to be honest, you've probably prayed that prayer a little too much, right? But I want to know, where are these everyday miracles? I think it's really important not to live in a place that you do not realize that reality is occurring every day. There is joy, there is hope, there is happiness, but there is also sadness, there is desperation, there is death, there is sickness, there is betrayal. Like, what's really going on in the world? It can be difficult to even find the courage to believe that there are miracles occurring every day. But what happens when you start looking for them? Like, when you're just like, is anything ever going to be regular in my life? Is anything ever going to be normal? Is anything ever going to get back to a place that makes sense to me, so I am able to refocus and then continue on in this life journey that I am experiencing? And I have really, Worthy Women, in a lot of areas of my life found myself questioning, like, what is Is this regular life? Is this always going to be how it is? Like, why is it like this? I think my favorite question in my life is why. I can ask 15,000 versions of the question why. I don't ever tire of asking why. I never get tired of asking why. Well, why? Why? Because I believe humanly we are inquisitive and we want to be able to relate to something that gives us some type of sense of satisfaction or similitude or peace in our life where we can say, okay, I might not agree with what happened, but maybe I can agree to this particular aspect of something happened. When your children grow up and you just thought, holy crap, were they just 5 yesterday? Okay, all right. When they move out of the house and you think you're ready and you realize you're not. When you realize that they are making decisions without consulting you. When you realize that they are experiencing the highs and the lows and the ebbs and flow of life without you, you really begin to question. And maybe not you, maybe you have arrived in every area of your life. And for that, I'm thankful for you and for that particular, revelation in your life. But for me, there are moments that I am looking actively and saying, where are the miracles that I should be seeing every single day? Where are the breakthroughs? Where are the places where I can stand and say, ooh, thank God, I'm so happy this happened. I'm so happy this experience came. I'm so happy that I was able to walk through this. And I honestly have learned in studying what miracles really are and what is the purpose of them in my life. I understand that the question I'm asking us tonight is not really the question I need to ask, because worthy women, I'm asking you, everyday miracles, where are you? But the truth that I have discovered in my short time on the earth, right? Aging is a gift. And I think some people don't realize that. But when we see children that die at birth, or children that die at 6 or 7 or 14 or 21, and you realize, holy crap, they didn't even get to live to the age that you currently are. Aging is a gift. And so when I'm asking everyday miracles, where are you? What I'm really asking is, where is the thing that I want? Where is what I believe I deserve? Where is me? Like, I'm saying I want to see a miracle so I can be thankful and give praise to God because it's due. But honestly, what I'm really saying is I want what I want right now. And where is it? Like, I want what I want. I want my finances in order. I want my car. I want my house paid off. I want this. I want that. And honestly, we chalk those things up to miracles when they begin to occur. But the intentionality of actually recognizing these are things that I have done by my own strength, by my own knowledge, by my own manipulation. Hopefully not. But if I participated in something that would cause other people to want to give something to me so I can say, look, this is a miracle, I received it. Hopefully no one is doing that, but I have to keep it real so you understand that because we are human, we think of things in order to benefit us and not to benefit the people that are around us. So I guess the question I really need to ask tonight is not everyday miracles, where are you? But Kari, what are you doing to be ready for those everyday miracles? Have you cleaned up your confession? Have you cleaned up your mindset? Have you cleaned up your belief system? Have you become accountable? This is something that I really stress to my students. Accountability is all you have. I mean, it used to, when I was growing up, they used to say your word is your bond. That means if I give you my word, then I'm going to do something. But now that's not true at all, because people are like, no, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. And we live in the realm where people are like, here's a screenshot, here's an email, whatever. So I have begun to instruct my students in this day and time, are you accountable? Are you? Are you willing to have someone have a conversation with you that is difficult? And by difficult, I mean it challenges you to admit that who you are and what you're doing, your language, your behavior, your actions aren't where they should be. The conversation is not difficult. What's difficult is I don't want to admit that I need to change those things. Accountability requires I recognize what's my role in whatever situation that I am currently in. Am I helping the gossip at work? Am I helping the hate? Am I helping the isolation? Am I helping forming a clique? Like, what is my role? Am I accountable? Do I want to be counted? Do I want to be associated with the people that are doing things that are not so miraculous? Do I want to be associated with people that are doing evil? Do I want to be associated with people who are wicked? See, accountability causes you to look at yourself. The man, the woman in the mirror is the most important person that needs to be checked by you. And if you cannot be accountable to yourself, meaning that you know there are certain things you should not say, there are certain situations that you should not be involved in if it's not your business, there are certain places you should not go due to your own boundaries. And when you get to those places and get involved with those things, why do you think a miracle will come at the time that you need to get out of that situation when you willingly made the decision to be not accountable? I think for me, Worthy Women is, Karee, are you accountable for miracles to actually hit your life? Are you available to acknowledge that sometimes I have an attitude, sometimes I'm angry, sometimes I participate in gossip, sometimes I have an attitude, sometimes I have used what I knew about someone to do something I probably shouldn't have done? I wonder if anyone besides me, honestly, if not, it's fine, is willing to admit that I haven't always been accountable in the way that I should have been, that would change me. Because see, we think that the power of accountability is to correct other people, but miracles, when they come into your life every day, aren't for other people. Other people can see them and wonder and be thankful and celebrate and support you and all of those things. But accountability comes to check the owner. Accountability comes to make you aware of things you need to do differently. I think it's funny because I have a student that I really am pleased at how well this student learned about accountability. At the end of last semester, the grade was below passing in my class, and I teach Spanish, okay, so I teach a foreign language anyway. So the standard I have for my students is pretty dang high. I'm not gonna lie, it's tough, I'm tough. And when that student earned a failing grade in my class, the student said, Miss Copeland, I just want you to know that next semester I'm going to do better, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's fine. All well and good. Okay, so now this student has now said to me, I will be accountable for my actions. Fantastic. So we come back from Christmas break, and after 2 weeks, this student failed to turn in several assignments. And I decided that the right thing to do was not for me to get upset or send an email to the student's parents. I literally brought that student in during office hours and I said, do you remember when you sent me this email? Yes, Miss Copeland. I said, and can you read what it says in this email? I promise I'm going to do better, blah, blah, blah. Student read the entire email and I said, can you tell me if you've done any of the things that you said you were going to do over the last 2 weeks since we've been back from break? The student just looked at me as if that student was standing with a deer in the headlights, which tickled me on the inside. And the student said, no, Miss Copeland, I haven't done that. And I said, so now, as I begin to put grades into the grade book, I do not want an email from you. I do not want an email from your parents because you have not been accountable to you. And I want you to know, Worthy Women, within 24 hours, I had every assignment that was missing with a note of apology. And I mean, the work was superior, which made me even more excited. But it made me think that the only reason why that student now is benefiting at the end of the year by earning a grade that I knew that student was capable of earning from the beginning of the year is because my role was not to get into the way of that student experiencing what is required for accountability. If If you say to yourself, I am not going to get angry about that anymore. I am not going to gossip anymore. I am not going to be manipulative. I am not going to roll my eyes every 5 minutes. I am going to learn to be thankful. I am going to learn to be grateful. If you say, this is what I am willing to do, and someone that loves you enough to call you out on what you said. See, they're just saying, you said you would be accountable to this. That you're saying, I will hold myself to this standard at all costs. Accountability means I am willing to put down pride. I am willing to put down jealousy. I am willing to put down envy. I am willing to put down what I want. I am willing to now recognize that the only way for me to be successful, the only way for me to change this is to honor the words that I have committed to. Anyway, so I have learned, worthy women, that the reason why I'm asking questions like, Everyday Miracles, where are you, is because I haven't said, Carrie, are you accountable? Are you accountable for the words, the thoughts, the deeds, the actions, the ones that people saw and the ones that people did not see? Are you willing to be called out on the words that you're saying to people, that I'm willing to do this? I want to be like this. I want to change. I want to grow. But when you get called out, are you now eager to pass the buck to them and say, oh, you're judging me. Oh, you're putting me inside of a box. Oh, you're using my words to now manipulate me and control me and all these things. Have you once, Carrie, because I'm not really talking to y'all, I'm just talking to myself, because I want to live in a space of accountability that irritates myself. I want to always check, Carrie. I want people in my life, like, and I'm telling you, the older that you become and God spares your life, you have less time, less tolerance, and less space for those that do not want to live a life of accountability. I don't need friends that let me do stuff that's stupid. I don't need people in my circle that want all of the success that I bring, but don't care if my character is the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you to love me and my attitude is whack. I don't want you to be like, oh my gosh, you're so amazing, and when you talk and speak and all those things, but I'm a jerk to people. Like, I need people to look at the mirror that I am presenting and say, is that who you want to be? Are those the words you want people to remember you by? Are these the actions you want to be the only lasting memory? Carrie, can you be accountable? So much so that the standard you are willing to hold for yourself becomes the standard for any and everything in your life. If it doesn't meet the truth, if it doesn't meet honor, if it doesn't meet integrity, if it doesn't meet my ability within my power to do good to somebody else, I don't need that. I don't need you. And worthy women, I'm telling you, sometimes the everyday miracle you're looking for is accountability. Can you be better today than you were yesterday? Sometimes you might not be able to do a day at a time, and I'm not mad at that, okay? Because sometimes I can't do it a day at a time. But can I have a better attitude today than I did yesterday? Can I not roll my eyes at that girl at work? For real. Right? Can I not look at people as like they're stupid? For real. See, these are moments that we get to be accountable, but we think accountability is just big things. Well, I didn't steal, I didn't cheat, I didn't murder anyone. No. No, those things have consequences, right? I'm talking about, can you have a better attitude? Can you not let your face talk for you? Can you not be envious? Can you not be jealous? Can you not use your influence to manipulate people? God help me. I'm just telling you, worthy women, in this season of my life, I have determined it's accountability or nothing. And I'm going to just tell you, for a long, long time, I've walked alone. And I'm at a place now where I kind of like it, to be honest. I kind of like it. But at the same time, I realize I can't walk alone because I still need to be held accountable. I still need to be checked because no man is perfect, like none, right? But I need to make sure that the people that I am choosing, because friendship is a choice. And we know because we're adults, friendship is a choice. Are the people I've chosen holding themselves to a standard of accountability that changes lives? Am I around people that don't want to have evil and hatred and wickedness in their heart? Am I around people that see people the way that God sees them, even if I don't like that? Okay, I'm gonna just keep it 100. If I cannot be around a level of accountability that challenges me, corrects me, and causes change in my life, I cannot be around it. I have to be better. Period. I mean, we started this group a long time ago, 5 years almost, and I remember one of the things that I said is that you have to do the work. And Worthy Women, that still holds true today. Accountability requires that I do the work. You want to see a miracle every day? Do the work of being accountable. You want to see your life change? Do the work of being accountable. The miracle you see will not be something on the outside that other people can clap their hands for. They can pat you on the back for. They can like, good job, Corrie, way to go. The miracle will be that you now have a heart and a mind that is clear. You don't want to hate people anymore. You don't want to do evil things. You don't want to be wicked. You want to do what's right. That to me is goals forever. So instead of asking yourself, everyday miracles, where are you? When am I going to get to see the things that I want, the things that I believe that I deserve, and the things that I have prayed for and the Lord is still not answering, blah, 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 blah. I guess what you need to say from now on is, am I being accountable? Because when you begin to change on the inside, what you see on the outside becomes a miracle. Y'all, I'm telling you, I will never, for the rest of my life, just like everything we've ever studied, the mind, it's crazy talk in real life. I will never look at miracles the same again. Because my participation has nothing to do with when the miracle comes or when the Lord allows it to come into my life. But my participation changes how I handle the miracle when it gets to me. If I am accountable to myself, to God, to those that He has entrusted me to, I will never squander a miracle again. Worthy Women, it's time to be accountable. And I hope this week and for the weeks to come in 2025, you remember that. I love y'all. Congratulations to all of you mamas and aunties and grandmas that are having people graduate in 2025. Happy graduation to my baby. And happy graduation to my niece on Saturday. I'll see y'all.